You're listening to Daily Manna Devotionals. Thanks for stopping by. Great to have you here, joining me and baby Mia with another short devotional video. Each and every single day we post a new short devotion, less than 5 minutes long, to start your day off right with a little bit of Jesus. Today's devotion is called Smoke Signal. If you like what you're seeing and hearing, make sure you hit the thumbs up. You can comment. You can also shoot me an email at dailymannamedia@gmail.com if you got something more personal you want to share. You see the kitty? Oh yes, I see the kitty. Smoke signal is today's devotion scripture. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. There's a story told of a shipwrecked survivor who washed up on a deserted island. After he had been there a few days, he built himself a hut and prayed to God for rescue. Each day he anxiously looked out over the horizon as he waited for God's deliverance in the form of a passing ship. One day, after returning from a hunt for food, he discovered that his hut was consumed in flames. That would be very disheartening, wouldn't it? He was devastated and believed it to be the worst thing that could have happened to him on the island. Everything he had was gone. However, the next day, a ship arrived and the captain said, "We saw your smoke signal." It's funny how sometimes things that we think are horrible turn out to be a blessing because we just can't see God's plan. Sometimes when it seems our world is crumbling, it's difficult to believe that God is at work on our behalf. But just when we think all is lost, God unfolds His plan and teaches us that He had it under control the whole time. Remember, God's ways are not our ways. His thoughts are unlike our thoughts. His plans are so much bigger than we could ever imagine, sweet girl, or dream. Watch Him work out His unique plan for your life as it is revealed in His time. His plan is best. This devotion comes out of Every Day with Jesus, a devotion by David Jeremiah. I can speak from experience. It's so true that, oftentimes in my own life, when things seemed difficult, or I threw up my hands and said, why God? Why did this happen? Why did that happen? Why did, whatever the case may be. Like, I can specifically remember certain times like that. Like, I remember one time having a trade go south and losing a decent amount of money that day, trading the stock market, and, and my emotions got the best of me, and I was, in a fit of like, why did this happen? God, this is silly, and I know what I'm doing. That shouldn't have happened. Just in despair of why did that money go away and what happened there. And then the very next day, maybe even the same day, I can't remember. I ended up finding $1,000 that I had forgotten about in an account that I didn't even know was in there, which sounds silly, I know, but it's a long story. But anyway, there was $1,000 in an account that I'd forgotten about and didn't even know was in there, and I happened to find it the next day and was like, oh, there's, that makes up for that trade from yesterday. So the point is that even when you think God doesn't have a plan and that things seem bleak and difficult things happen, whatever's going on in your life, the very next day things can be turned around, because God's plan, even though we can't always see it, is the best thing for us. And even when it seems like we've got dark days going on, you don't know what the next day is going to bring, or even the next minute or hour, because God can literally turn everything around like that. And my little money story, is silly compared to a lot of things that I've dealt with in life and other people are going through. So that's just one that I can think of off the top of my head that happened to be a good example of God turning things around, in the very next instant, and how quickly you can emotionally go from why God, why me, to thank you, God, that's awesome. I should have trusted you. So it's important to always trust Him and just know that He has this under His control, as the devotion says. So thanks for listening. I'm done rambling. My apologies. I'll see you in the morning. Say bye-bye. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. God bless. See you tomorrow.